Sunday. Hope you're all well. My name's Tracy.bish and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in Central Victoria, Australia, and it's Tracy's Sunday challenge time. So I'm so excited that you're here. Whether you're popping on here live or whether you're watching the replay later on, I'm really grateful that you are here. So if you haven't seen my post already, our challenge for this week is actually a colour combo challenge, which I'm really excited for. I really love to see sketch challenges and colour combo challenges and see what everyone creates. So yeah, I'll show you what the colour combo is, but welcome everyone. I hope you're all really well. If you are watching, please pop on and say hello. Let me know where you're watching from. And yeah, it's always good to see who's on. So the colour combo for this week is really natural looking. We've got Evening Evergreen, Crumb Cake and Early Espresso. So some really earthy, beautiful colours. And although this screams masculine, I've made a really feminine card. So I'm super excited to show you that. Just quickly, I'm using a new bundle that's new to me. It's in the annual catalogue, but I've only just recently purchased it. It is the Abigail Rose Suite. So you can find that on page 56-57, and it's the Cottage Rose bundle, which is really pretty. This whole suite is very feminine. Lots of beautiful colours in it. We've got Petal Pink, Early Espresso, Crumb Cake, Very Vanilla, Smoky Slate and Basic Black. So really beautiful earthy colours. And I do have this DSP somewhere, but I need to clean out my DSP pile. It's obviously lost there somewhere. But anyway, we've done the card without the DSP, which is fine. Good morning, Glenda. How are you? Let me show you the card that we're going to create. It's this one here. We've got a little bit of heat embossing with the gold, which really sparks it up a little bit. And I've used the linen, natural linen trim, I think it's called, which is part of that suite, and I've added a little bit of colour. Now I did get that idea from the catalogue. So if you have a look at this box here, I think it's a box, they've actually coloured in part of the ribbon, which I thought looked really good. I'm not 100% sure whether I like it on this card, so I think what we might do is we might see what just the natural ribbon looks like underneath the Evening Evergreen colour, but we'll go from there. Good morning, Judith. How are you? Good morning, Sean. You have to think about these colours. These colours are perfect. Like, it screams masculine straight away. So, and it's always great to have a masculine card in your stash. So you'll come up with something, Judith, I promise. So let me just show you that bundle here a little bit closer. These are really, really pretty, and I love the detail in the stamps. There's lots of shading, so it's perfect to do colouring. We're going to do really lazy colouring today, which is pretty much not much at all, so which makes it nice and easy. Let me bring in the supplies. I have Crumb Cake card base, and I just realised I haven't got a insert with basic white cardstock. I haven't done that one yet either, so I'll do that later. Just know Crumb Cake's probably a little bit darker for your card base without adding a white centre in the middle, but completely up to you. Hi Marion, how are you? I have a piece of Evening Evergreen that's going to go across our card, and then I've got another piece of Crumb Cake just for our cutting and stamping and die cutting of our leaves and flowers. So let's get started. I need our two pieces, the card base and the other piece of Crumb Cake. I'm going to be stamping with the Evening Evergreen, and I'm going to need to get a few stamps out. So I need this big leaf and that large flower, that one there, and we might as well get the sentiment out. Happy birthday. I need to do more birthday cards. I'm running low in my stash. So I'm just going to add these down onto my acrylic blocks. Happy birthday. And then the leaf. Also just going to grab just a scrap piece of paper so I'm not stamping all over my grid paper. It makes it really distracting when I could continue to make the card. So we're going to start with our card base first. We're going to stamp the leaf in the early espresso, and we're just stamping all around that card front. Judith says she has a small obsession with leaves. I love this leaf detail. Like, look at this. That is really, really pretty. How's everyone's morning this morning? We are going to have a really hot day. It's already fairly warm, but my hay fever is already playing up, so it's going to be a bad day for that as well, I think. Take my pill very early. So you want to make sure that you're turning your stamp around as you're stamping on the card base. You want to get lots of different ways. Creates a nice little texture. A bit of this, well, a fair bit of this is actually going to be covered up. But if you're turning your stamp around, it just helps to not look so uniformed. And just up here. There we go. So that looks really good. That actually looks like DSP, I think. Hi Beverly, how are you? Oh, thank you for sharing, that's lovely. Sean says she has plenty in her driveway. Oh, leaves. I don't know whether Judith would like to pick those leaves up though, Sean. Marion says she caught me pinching raspberries for my oats. Yes, I did have fresh raspberries out of my garden on the side for my porridge this morning. It was so good too. We're going to stamp that large flower. Down on our crumb cake card, and then we're going to do 2 leaves as well. My husband's going to be getting our German Shepherd's pool ready today, so she's been really hot lately. She does need another really good brush. She's got so much hair still on her. It's amazing. You could brush her every day and she still has so much undercoat, but she's been struggling in the heat lately. So my husband said, well, we'll get the pool ready today for her, and she can go for a swim early, which is awesome. So I'm going to bring my trimmer in. On our Evening Evergreen card, I have little indentations or score lines, and I've just done that with my trimmer. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to line it up at all those little notches and go along and just score along each of those 1/16 is what they are. Line all the way up to, I think I went to 1/2 inch. Yeah, I think it was 1/2 inch. So each little tick mark all the way up, and then I'm going to turn it the other way, and this gives really beautiful detail. I think I missed a 1/16 on that other side. Almost there. Let me see if I've missed one. Yes, I did, so that's fixed it. All right, so can you see those score lines there? My lighting it's really quite dark in here this morning, even though it's really sunny outside. So that gives it great detail. I'm going to bring in my embossing buddy, because we're just going to quickly emboss the happy birthday sentiment here on the left-hand side. So for that, I have my Versamark ink. Let's put this on straight. That'll make it a bit easier for me. So let's pray that that was straight enough. And then I'm going to use my gold embossing powder for that. Marion has a few gardening jobs. You better get in and get them done early. It was hot yesterday, but I think today's going to be a lot worse. So I did rock that stamp a little bit. Let me grab my very handy paintbrush and just get rid of that line. It feels like we've gone from winter, because we were in jumpers just last week, straight into summer. It's gonna kill me. So I've got my heat tool. I'm just gonna heat that up until it melts and it goes nice and shiny. Oh, there you go, Sean. Judith said she's gonna come around and collect them for compost. At least your extra baggage wouldn't cost much. The leaves are pretty light. Alright, so there we have that one. Perfect. So we are going to use our dies to just quickly cut those 2 leaves and the flower out. And that one. And the great thing is this die set actually has some more intricate dies that don't cut stamps out. So it's nice when we have a few uses in the die set. It's not just cutting stamps out. And look at this one. That's one large flower set. That's pretty cool. All right, so let's cut these ones out quickly. I'm going to have to run it through twice just because I only have 1 leaf die, but I promise it won't take very long. What's everyone's plans for the day? Have you got a full day packed? I think I might get a little bit more crafting done today. We did get all our Christmas presents wrapped yesterday or last night, and that was awesome. So they're all under the tree ready for Christmas. But yeah, I've got a few crafty things that I need to get done today, I think, so I'm not stressing next week. And if it's going to be hot today, it is a lot better to be sitting in my craft room in the cool than in the heat. Okay. I think we can get rid of that scrap bit of paper now. So I'm going to add my layer of the Evening Evergreen. I'm just going to use some Tombow liquid glue. Actually, before we do that, let's get the ribbon in. I should add that first. Yeah, I think, what do you think? Leave it natural, or should I colour it? I'm not really sure now what to do. It's going to sit over the top. I've got one leave it. I think I might. I did do probably up too high with the Evening Evergreen ink. If I'd left it a little bit lower, I think it would have been right. Natural for this one. All right, good. We're going to go a la natural. So I just want to trim off my ends. And I'm just going to add a little bit of tear and tape to the bottom. I like to use tear and tape with my ribbons. I just find it sticks so much easier and doesn't leave a big mess. There we go. I was going to do that at an angle, but I think we might just keep it nice and straight. Perfect. And with the tear and tape, if it's not quite right, you can sort of pull it off. Ribbon comes off really easy and you can just pop it back down again. All right. I'm going to add tear and tape to the ribbon because I can't stick liquid glue down there. I might as well just use the whole tear and tape with it all. You could also just add liquid glue to where the Evening Evergreen card is. That would work as well. Good morning, Nicole. How's WA today? Is it super warm? You guys have had some warm weather. We're only just starting to come into the hot weather, which I'm not really liking. I'm not a fan of summer at all. I was even thinking that we might have a white Christmas here in Victoria because we got snow in a couple of places just a few weeks ago. Very unseasonable. But how good would it be to have a white Christmas in Australia? That would be awesome. All right, so we've stuck that down. I want to bring in a INKY Stella brush and also the Crumb cake ink. So I want to show you something that's a little fun to do. So I've just squeezed my ink pad together to get some ink onto my lid here. And let me grab my INKY Stella. I popped it back. I thought I had it on my desk. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pick up some of this Crumb cake ink and colour in some of these flowers. So not only does this add a little bit of Crumb cake ink, it also adds beautiful shimmer and sparkle. Which makes it so pretty. I could have also used early espresso maybe and added a little bit more colour, but we just wanted to add in where those little flowers are in the centre to make the centre a little bit more darker, like so. And then I want a real light just on the very, very edges. I want to flick where all those shadows and pieces are on that stamp. So just going over them really lightly. In some places we're just adding the wink of Stella. Just adding a little bit more colour down onto the flower. And as you know, flowers are not one colour all the way around. And these are the shadowy areas of the flower anyway. And once you've gone around once, I can sort of go back over some of the areas if I need to add a little bit more colour. But this is still pretty subtle. You don't want it to be a really dark colouring. The Wink of Stella is such a great colouring tool in your arsenal. So hopefully you've all got a Wink of Stella brush. If not, I highly recommend grabbing one. And the great thing is once they run out, there's still plenty of sparkle in there. All you need to do is add some of that rubbing alcohol. You can get it at the chemist, you can get it at Woolworths and Coles. It's the little alligator one. It's a green bottle. So much sparkle now. That's really, really pretty. And just to get rid of that colour out of your Wink of Stella, all you need to do is just rub it off, and it's good to go for the next colour that you want to use, or if you're just using it for the brush. Oh, Judith asks if the fairies have brought Marion's Wink of Stella back. I think she eats them. Alright, so I'm going to grab my glue dots. Marion does use a lot of Wink of Stella though. And we're just going to add a little bit of the glue dot, so each little glue dot down onto our leaves, and then we can place them on the back. So we're just adding that one there. I should have, hang on. Let's make sure I can fit it in with my sentiment as well. So this one I can place down and under. Perfect. Okay, to add all these loops from that Simply Elegant trim, I'm going to just pop some tear and tape down. This will help that twine to be attached somewhere on the back of this die cut. We are going to pop this up with some dimensionals, so that will help, but we do need some anchor points for our twine. Marion says she's not going to get out of bed if it snows. I don't think it'd ever snow here, but my husband comes from Bendigo. Well, he wasn't born in Bendigo, but he lived in Bendigo most of his life, and he said it did snow there when he was little, about 7 or 8, and they had a snow day, so it could happen. So I'm using the gold from that Simply Elegant twine trim. This is in the annual catalogue as well. Perfect for your Christmas and holiday themes. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to place the end in the back, and I'm just going to create some loops around the back. So I'm just popping it down into some of the tear and tape in the back. Yeah. And one more. So they're sort of all at varying lengths. And that's what it looks like on the back. Very sticky. So while we have that now, I'm going to bring in my dimensionals. And what I'm going to do is with the dimensionals, I want to add these over the top, especially on the ends. That way, if the ribbon does come up or the trim does come up in any way, they're sort of secured at least on the ends. And I usually go overboard with dimensionals. They are super cheap, so they do go a long way. And you've got all the ends or the sides that you can use as well. Actually, I might just stick one up here. Yep. So you're getting tons of dimensionals for your few dollars that they are. They're not that expensive. Marion, did you lose another one last night? Wow. That fairy does love them. Oh, thanks, Judith. Yeah, bling, string, and heat embossing. All my favourites. Alright. So it's super sticky now. We can add this down to the card. And just to finish it off, oops, we're going to bring in some of our festive pearls. These are carrying over to our new catalogue, which is awesome. And I really love them because I love, you know, you've got red, you've got soft succulent, you've got silver and gold. And usually I don't use as many gold embellishments as silver, but this time around I've used a lot more gold. So I'm just going to add a few down onto my card. So you always go with odd numbers, whether it's 3, 5, and try and put them in a triangle. That helps for visually. All right. There we have it. So a very elegant birthday card. Let me know which one you preferred, the natural trim or with the colouring. I think the natural does look so much nicer. Anyway, it's good. It's fine. I think that is such a pretty card using a really great set, the Cottage Rose Bundle. I'll bring that in again quickly and show you. So this one here, it's in the annual catalogue page 55-56, I think. So if you're after that one. And don't forget, this week's challenge is a colour combo challenge. So the colour combos are Evening Evergreen, Crumb Cake and Early Espresso. So hopefully you will come and join in this week's challenge. Now if you're in need of any of the supplies that I've used on today's card or any other supplies and you live in Australia, you can purchase them in my online store. Please use this month's hostess code. I've got a couple of really great specials. Not only will you get the handmade card for this month, you'll also receive a bundle tutorial. If you spend over $100, you'll also receive the Simple Sweet Stampers tutorial bundle as a freebie. And if you're thinking of placing an order of over $169, think about the starter kit because you can get some great specials, up a discount of 20% off your orders, any future orders after that. So it's a great time to join the Stampin' Up family. Thank you everyone. Thanks Sean, thanks for the thumbs up, I appreciate that. Alright, so yeah, if you would like to join in this week's challenge, all you need to do is take a photo of your project, come over to my Facebook page, there is a post there, and then you can pop that in the comments. And I would love if you come and joined in, because the more people join in, the more fun we'll have and the more ideas and inspiration we can give to each other as well. Okay, I think that's everything. Have a great weekend, and I'll be back here on Thursday at 5 if you want to come back and join me. If you're new here and you haven't hit subscribe, please do that. I would really appreciate you to come back and join us. And yeah, we'll see you all really soon. Enjoy your weekend, everyone. Bye-bye.